What's up guys, John Sabino here, and today I'm staying local actually. I'm just driving less than 5 minutes away from my house to this location in Mines Falls Park in Nashville, New Hampshire. And there's this waterfall that every time I pass it while I'm mountain biking, I always say I'm gonna come back here and take a picture of it. Well, today's the day. It's finally here. Hopefully the conditions are just right. So stand by for another tips video. Alright, so tip number one. That would be go during the correct time of the day. Either really early in the morning or really late in the evening for the most flattering light falling on the subject. Unlike me, even though I'm following my rules, I'm here and everything looks kind of dull. But don't forget tip number one, all those majestic 5-star images you see online, usually people follow the same rule. All the other photographers, they live by this rule, and so do I. But sometimes you show up to the spot and it's not exactly what you were expecting. So you see, it's a little dull, a little boring, but whatever. I'm going to try to take the picture, dial in the perfect settings for that dreamy effect on the water. And yeah, let's just see what we get.
Alright, so this is what I'm working with now. I set my camera up really low to the ground. I'm having difficulty composing this image because I have this tree branch right there and this right here on the subject. So if you can't beat them, join them. I'm going to include them in the picture and hopefully I get something nice. So f8 aperture, ISO 100. I have the ND filter on there, 6-stop ND filter, so it's tricking the camera to think that it's actually darker, so it will give me a longer exposure. Right now it's telling me that it's gonna take 13 seconds to capture this image.
Alright, so I took the picture at f8, and let me show you something.
I don't like how in focus this leaf came out in the picture. It takes away, it distracts from the actual subject. So I am trying to include it, but at the same time I'm trying not to include it as much. I don't want your attention to be directed to it. So I'm going to go from an f8 aperture to an f4 aperture. So the foreground is going to be a little bit more blurred out. So taking your attention more towards the center of the image. So I did f4. Right there, you see, f4. ISO 100 is going to give me a 4-second exposure. I'm going to take the picture and I'll show you in a bit. And yeah guys, sometimes this photography stuff could get a little dangerous. Not just for me, but for the camera as well. Make sure you have the weight distributed properly with your tripod. So the single leg towards the heaviest side of the camera. Alright, so here's the difference. This was a previous shot at f8. Look at the bottom leaf, and now did the shot at f4. See? f8, f4, f8, f4. So it's a little more blurred out because of the depth of field, and now your eyes are more focused towards the waterfall.
Tip number 2, scout your location. Don't just go to one spot. and think that that's gonna be the only shot you're gonna be able to get. Walk around your area, give yourself a few minutes. In my case, I already did the pre-walk all around. I did scout around, and that was the only nice location that I could find. If I stood anywhere else, I was gonna be too far away from the waterfall, which was meant to be my main subject. So I decided to stick to that place. So now let me keep walking up the trail somewhere else. I don't know what I'll find. Hopefully I do find one more image for you guys. So all right, we'll see. Actually, I could probably give you tip number 3 as I walk to the next spot. Tip number 3 would be only include what you want in your picture. If there's things to the left, to the right, at the top, at the bottom of your image that really pay no purpose on the picture, don't include it. Zoom more in to your subject. That's it. That's tip number 3. Pretty simple. But I see a lot of images out there that there's just random things that just take away from the viewer looking at the main subject. So tip number 3, only include what you want in the picture. This has to be at least in the top 10 of the worst YouTube videos ever. Photographers are probably all laughing at me, but hey, whatever. It is what it is. They won't be laughing at me. They know exactly what I'm going through right now. Just can't get a good image. Besides that one so-so image that we got earlier, that's all I'm able to get. So this tips video became a failed photography outing video. But I'm gonna leave you with something. Some type of entertainment. I saved the best for last. Here's some white people shit. If you're still watching, which I doubt it, but for whoever's watching, thank you so much for your support. This is just the beginning of my YouTube career. I've been meaning to start this YouTube thing. I don't know, it's been a decade in the works, but procrastination and stuff, you know how it is. But if you were able to get some type of entertainment out of my failures today, like, subscribe, you know what, just skip. No, not today. Peace.